Morning, everyone. It's Helen here with Helping with Helen. Thanks for joining me. Today's message is going to be a very special message because it's for a very special woman. It's from my Grandma Helen, who just had a birthday. So happy birthday, Grandma Helen. I hope that you get to watch this video. Hopefully one of the family members will pull it up on one of their smartphones and you'll be able to watch it. It was such a joy to be able to come and share this with you a couple weeks ago and spend some time with you and get to celebrate with you. I was thinking all along that you were turning 98. I'm still convinced in my heart that you are 98. However, I had a couple people tell me, no, Grandma's only 97. So it's like, maybe so. Sometimes I tend to age people by a year. Regardless, you are 97, maybe 98. But I hope that you had the most amazing birthday. It's just, you're such an amazing person. And I learned so many of my life lessons from my grandma. She taught me so many things just to live a life of simplicity and the importance of that and how beautiful it can be. Just from sipping a cup of coffee in the morning to reading a newspaper, to watching hot air balloons outside her window in the summertime, to the little chimes outside, cooking homemade food, just the goodness of that, having a wonderful garden, eating healthy, making sure that you learn to clean up after yourself. And we would always take long walks. And I still implement those traits into my daily life now. I walk every single day and I learn those from you. And something that I've always held near and dear to my heart is just how you take care of what God gave you. I walked into your house 2 weeks ago and I hadn't been there in a while and everything was exactly the same. The couch, the table, the alarm clock. That's 40 years old. And I looked around at the knickknacks and everything was clean and polished, but the same. And, the way that you have taken care of the things that God had blessed you with, it makes me just so happy. And I was in the garage. I seen your old car. That car is old, but it's beautiful. And I had to ask somebody, does that car still run? And they're like, yeah, the car still runs. They fired it up a few days ago. So I'm like, wow, Grandma, I'm just so impressed. And, more than anything, I just love the way that you love people. I love the way that you have lived your life. And I can only hope and pray that I will live mine like you've lived yours. And I loved having some conversations with you. There's so much wisdom, in it. You talked about the hot air balloon that you just went up in a few years ago and how you had never felt closer to heaven and just the things that are important, just again, living the life of simplicity. And every night now you have just a little tiny glass of wine and that you read books and how well you've taken care of yourself. And you're so sharp and you're so smart and you're such a giving person and everybody just loves you so much. And it was nice to see people just from the neighborhood just popping by saying hello to you because obviously my grandma lived in Colorado for almost all of her life, but she just recently moved to California over the last few years to live with my aunt who is taking such great care of her, but she still gets to go home. She still gets to visit and just all the love and all the people that still come around because of all the different lives that she's touched. That is a life well lived. And it makes me think of in the Bible, when the Israelites were in the wilderness and 40 years and God still sustained them. Their shoes never wore out, their clothes never wore out. And that just reminded me of my grandma's home and all of her things. It's like everything remained the same and everything looks so great. And it just shows that you don't need all the stuff. She didn't need all this stuff. She understood life's principles and she lived by that. She lived by it. She didn't just talk it. She didn't just talk the talk. She walked the walk. And it's just, you can learn so much because my grandma, 97, she has a brother who's 98 going on 99, another one who's 100 years old. And these people are incredible. Like her oldest brother, he actually still drives, plays golf. I mean, he's healthy. And the baby, I've talked about this before too, but he's 84, the baby of the bunch. But, you can learn so many different things because, we had a great uncle. He was in his 90s before he had passed away. And, he said, the secret to success in life is to mind your own business, right? Can we not all agree with that? Just mind your own business. Do your own thing, stay in your own lane, stay healthy, stay whole, just do what you got to do. But he's just like, mind your own business, stay out of other people's things. I was at a funeral a few months back of a very dear friend. He was a bishop of a church, and a guy had gotten up and he was talking about him. And he said, I was up there talking about all the things I thought was important. Like I went to this school and I've done this and I've traveled here. And he said that the bishop looked at him really sternly in the face. And he says, that's all great. That's awesome. I'm really proud of you. He said, but are you kind do you care? Because that's really all that's going to matter in life. And he said it just stopped him in his tracks. Like it just humbled him to the core, obviously, but he just really made him think. And the fact that he was up there on that stage talking about that, because he thought all of these things are so important and I'm going to impress him with all these things. And he was just like, are you kind? Do you even care? And that's what's going to get you through life. And so I love that, because if you really genuinely sit down with some people who are seasoned, you are going to learn so many different things. And some of these life principles are what I want to build my life around too. I want this to be my foundation as well. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you. I thought it was great. I wanted to celebrate you, Grandma. I genuinely hope that you get to watch this video. I don't even know that you've seen any of my videos, but hopefully that will give you something to do if somebody will let you borrow their phone, because we already know Grandma doesn't have a smartphone. She doesn't need a smartphone. She doesn't have a cell phone. In fact, Grandma had the same landline phone for her whole entire life. So again, it's just like, I need a landline phone. That's all I want to. It's like, can we just get rid of the smartphone? If I wasn't making videos right now for everybody, then all I would need is a landline phone. Anyways, I hope that you all have a great day. And I hope that you're all blessed as well with some wonderful, beautiful people in your lives that have lived really, really long lives, like my Grandma Helen, because the Bible just talks about in Psalms 90, get in there and read it, just the brevity of life and the preciousness of life. And I just got done reading some, and I believe it was 2 Peter, but where he just talks about like how we're like grass and we're like a flower in the field. We're there in the morning and we're gone the next day, right? We just wither under the hot sun. So life is a gift. It's a precious, precious, precious gift. And we need to thank God for that every single day. So have a great day. Bye.